You need you need an extra hour.
I'm sorry.
Could you use an extra hour?
Yeah, if you need extra time, I can give you extra time.
It's your call, bud.
I mean, I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. So just whenever you want to do it.
All right, I guess we can knock it out. I guess. What are you majoring in?
Business.
Oh,
I'm
that's a
majoring
good.
in business. Yes,
That's a
sir.
very good major.
Yeah, I've been self-employed since I was 19 years old.
Wow,
So,
wow, that's cool, man. And you do tattoos. I got a friend right here. He used to have his own tattoo business. You want to talk to him?
I mean, yeah, I can. I don't do any tattooing.
Well, if you want to talk to him, well, let's talk to him. Oh, you don't do tattooing?
No, no, no. I'm a barber.
Oh, okay, okay, bud.
Yeah,
What
no.
days you down here, man?
I'm sorry.
What days you usually come down?
I come down once a month, normally on a Sunday.
Eh,
I'm normally cutting from about 11 o'clock in the morning till about 4 or 5 in the evening on a Sunday, once a month.
Right on.
So,
Cool.
alrighty. Let's see. I got everything pulled up, ready to
Yeah,
go.
if you need time, I'll be happy to give you extra time, man. It's your call. It depends on how early you got to get up in the morning, I guess.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm perfectly fine. I'm off work on Mondays, so I'm not in any hurry to get this done, but I've got everything wrote out, ready to go. Uh, got my presentation or my PowerPoint ready to share.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
ready.
was just waiting on you.
I'm ready. Who do you want to go first?
All right. Uh, I'll let you go first, just like we did the other day.
Okay.
And
Hello, everybody. Blessed be this congregation of colleagues whom has gathered here today. My, that homebrewed coffee Miss Wilma made is good. My name is James Hobson. As you all know, I have been an active member of the construction industry, both union and non-union, for well over 30 years now, and the Beck Group is by far the most caring contractor I've ever worked for, with first-class wages and comprehensive benefits packages to go along with it. You see, the amenities offered at the Beck Group are among the best in the business. We at the Beck Group hold our staff members dearly to our hearts. The amenities to be found include a strong focus on employee well-being with comprehensive benefits, a supportive and growth-oriented culture, opportunities for career development, comprehend, comprehensive wages, flexible work arrangements. I got lost. A commitment to community engagement and diversity and inclusion. Folks, it has been brought to my attention here lately that there has been much debate among ourselves in regards to whether or not we should join the unions to guarantee these benefits. Considering the history of labor relations, these are highly commendable questions. The history of labor relations is marred by such ethically unconscionable issues as child exploitation, hazardous working conditions, the paying of subsistence wages, and even slavery. These kinds of tyrannical abuses have motivated working people to band together for the greater good. I'm fully cognizant to the importance of organized labor. Unions have a strong and noble history of fighting for the rights of working men and women. Some of the preeminent safeguards to affect the quality of life of the laboring masses have been fighting for and have been fought for and won by unions. Things such as the 8-hour workday, minimum wage, child labor laws, unemployment insurance, Social Security, safety, workers' safety, and health safeguards, all were made constitutional by unions. Even Labor Day was created by unions. It seems that greed is a hard thing for the overambitious to master. Upon starting out on our career journey, one of the first things most of us ask ourselves is, what is in it for me? Will I be paid enough to support my growing family? Will I be given paid time off to be with my spouse when our children are born, or to visit my family over the holidays? If, in the event that, God forbid, something were to happen to me, something were to happen to me, oh, will my company have my back enough that they will step in to cover for me? And when I become elderly to the point that I am not who I used to be, will I funds be provided that will allow me to live comfortably? These questions are crucial to the satisfaction I will find if I commit myself to work for this company for the remainder of my working life. By consulting with the most wonderful subject matter experts who staff the human resource offices in each respective organization, as well as referencing the enlightening resources listed here, I have gathered facts together to draw comparisons that will refute this concept. I hereby present to you much of what I have discovered. I will do my best to provide you with the answer to these questions, and to assure you that by coming to work for us, you have made the correct decision. And these are my charts. Oh, hell. Okay. On hourly wages, we pretty much compare pretty good right here to everybody else. We're beat out a little bit by the operators unions. That's a highly skilled trade there, and we're coming a little bit behind them on hourly wages, but we're still right there alongside of the carpenters local. But the union labor union has got it beat just a little bit, but not enough to really make me not want to work for them. And they put a lot of money into the societies they build and everything. It's kind of like Henry Ford was. Now, in professional development, we got a 4, which is comparable to both the operators and carpenters, and we even got a little bit of an edge on the laborers. And paid time off, we've got a 4.5 on top of everybody, and including the operators union. But you see, with the operators union, in order for them to make money, that they've got to have that equipment up and running at all times. So that kind of compensates for, that it affects them a bit. Here with health and wellness benefits, we are just, even the operators union, like I said, they get paid more, but they have that equipment up and running, or they're not making money. So we're very good company. And to join the union, I mean, I have nothing really against the union. The union has always been great for working for the worker folks who do their best to abide by to do their best in retirement plans. We are at a 4, so they not only have they have pension plans, not only a 401k, they've got stock plans, and they've got trading plans. And if you invest with them, they invest in you and us. And to go union would be I'd say a folly at this point. Because why pay a stewardess or a steward to invest the money when we can do it ourselves and invest it in our people rather than into some massive umbrella that's made to protect us. Okay, and let's keep in mind that though the wages paid and benefits vested are generous, in order to remain competitive, the multitude of businesses within the industry are required to keep the cost of their services reasonable, as I touched on before, in order to win bids for their services. Therefore, they will never as highly pay as highly as other sectors, especially jobs require extensive training or are exclusively limited by market demand. Apart from high-standing staff members and specialized agencies like the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, a perfect 5 out of 5 score has rarely been seen. The As you can see, we compare quite favorably to the unions in the vital categories, which I have used as my guidelines. And there were some wonderful folks that I spoke with over the phone who verified the statistics that I found on the internet using the resources that I've got listed below. They really, really was good, and our leaders have had our best interests in mind ever since the company was founded. The forward-thinking Henry the Beck First was steadfastly committed to the communities in which we live and work. In fact, one of the main reasons he decided to found his company to begin with was to provide society, to help build the societies we work in, and then to help build the lives of his workers. And that tradition is carried on to his successors, and they've always been loyal to us. Their most essential asset. May we always continue to be loyal to that group, not only at Christmas time, but all the time. So, in light of the current debate on whether or not we should unionize, the need to do so simply does not exist at this time. If there are any questions in regards to the subject matter, please feel welcome to discuss it with me at the conclusion of this meeting. The Beck Group cares deeply about its associates and their families so much that part of being the professional organization whom we are is to witness the lifelong success of our greatest asset, our people power, our people, enough that we are not in need of coaching from a third party union that knows from a third party union that not holds from about you and keep you happily employed with us. Thank you all for being in attendance here today. Is there anyone who is in need of signing up for the health care plan or any of the other benefits that the Beck Group has to offer? And that concludes. Can I get some feedback on that, buddy?
Yeah, I have a couple questions about so the company currently provides on par of what the union would provide, correct?
Yes, sir, that is a fact.
So there's no reason to join a union and pay the dues of being in a union if you already have those benefits.
That is a question to be answered on an individual basis. Me personally, I could go either way. I made quite a bit of money working through the unions, but I've also worked non-unions. But the most money I've ever made was through the unions. But I've always tried, you know, to go on to jobs that really meant something to society. That's where I ended up working on places like the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial, airports, fiber optics line that went from Oklahoma City, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland to Washington, D.C. I was in the military, and I've always just gone after jobs. I thought I I overlook. It was kind of a mistake because you always start at the bottom, low, low man on the totem pole, rung of the ladder. But I've always gone after what I thought I want to spend. I believe that the Lord would appreciate me spending my life on things that really mattered to society rather than trying to get rich off the public.
Okay.
And that was just my personal perspective, but it might have been a faulty one because I I've always been stuck in like low paying jobs, but my name's on a lot of really great projects.
I grew up with my dad working in the construction field and his name tied to a lot of different projects, so I completely understand whenever you are able to go and see something and be able to say, "Hey, I was a part of that." You know, I
Yes, sir.
understand that feeling.
Is your dad still working in the field?
Yes, he works for Texoma Millwright in Durant.
Oh wow, what did it do?
They're a metal fabrication company.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. See, little corrugated tin and
They
those kind
do
of metal.
they've done I mean they do a lot of stuff. They do stuff for Cardinal Glass. They do stuff for Tyson, uh any of the memorials, so like over by the police station where the big feathers are, that big feather sculpture
Oh
when
yeah,
you're
I've been
coming
by
in.
it. Yeah,
Uh
I
they've done
rarely
that.
pass because I don't go. You normally go that way, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Over by uh where Jimmy's Egg is, that memorial for those four boys, they built that.
Wow.
Those four boys that were killed in that car
Yeah.
wreck. Yeah, they
Oh,
they did that memorial. Um, he was a steel draftsman, so he does a lot of like uh AutoCAD architecture stuff, and
yeah.
he's worked on everything from multi-million dollar mansions to uh football stadiums, the uh library in Durant over across the street from the big First United Bank.
Yeah.
He designed that entire building.
Wow.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah. I was a welder before I became a barber, so I know what you're talking about. My first
So what
business
am
I
I-
ever had was a metal fabrication business.
That's awesome. They
So,
they make decent wage too, don't they?
they do what?
Make decent wage.
I mean, I did okay. I definitely, believe it or not, I make a lot more as a barber than I ever did as a welder.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I
That's
make a lot more now than I did whenever I was welding.
wow. Well, you weld on the pipeline, you can make about $4,000 a week, man.
Yeah, I was gonna go pipeline, but by the time I got to that point, I was already married and had kids, so I didn't want to
I'm
go on the
halfway, man.
road.
That's what happened for me. But, life goes on. Just gotta make. And I'm happy as long as you can find happiness in this world, man. That's one of the most paramount things you can
Yes, it
possibly
is.
accomplish. It really is.
That's one
Well,
thing. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we are guaranteed.
amen, buddy. Amen.
So, all right, let's see if I can get this up. Oh, oh no. Did my screen pop up? Can you see my,
Oh yeah, I've been seeing your screen the whole time.
oh, have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've been seeing your screen the whole time, buddy.
so you can see my PowerPoint here?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you could see that the entire time. I
Yeah.
don't know which screen it's sharing. Can you see my mouse moving? Is my mouse moving?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Couple people in a handshake class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. I just want to make sure that it's
Yeah.
I want to do that. I know it's gonna
Did
pop.
my speech sound decent?
Yeah, it sounded all right. Uh
Oh, good man. I hope it flies. Believe it or not, I've already taken this class, public speaking. I think it was in Stillwater, and I got a B in it, but
Okay.
and I didn't know it. The transcripts didn't show up until the semester was already underway. So I'm just they advised me to go ahead and stick it out to try to get an A in this class.
Okay. Well,
That's what I'm trying to do, and I this is like the only class I'm taking, so I really did a good job trying to memorize the speech.
you're all right.
Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it's
Now,
really hard.
what courses do you take?
I'm in Comp 1 this course, and then Introduction to Psychology. And
Oh,
then,
what's introduction? Is introduction to psychology? Is that hard? I'm thinking about clipping that one.
um, it's, I mean, it's pretty basic, really. It's just read the information, take the test on it. Uh, the hardest part that I had was the research paper that we had for our final, and that was just because it's in a format that was new to me. So, alrighty.
You do online. Some of this online stuff can be tricky because if you use an iPad, it doesn't have all the features that you're going to get with Microsoft 365.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do online courses without an actual like laptop or computer. Just iPads and even like just a regular tablet, just some of them don't cut it. They really need to have the a Windows operating system or the actual like whatever the MacBook uses. I don't know which one it is. I don't use any Apple products. So,
Yeah, what gets to me is how they're so competitive. These companies like Google, Microsoft, and Apple that they act like just they really act like you know it's very immature how they act because they'll deprive their users of certain features if they buy a different product, and then you got this other app you're gonna they're gonna diss some of the features,
yeah.
and them guys are making so much money now. Why do they want to do that kind of stuff to their customer?
I don't know.
It just don't make much sense, man.
No, I agree. That's a big reason why like all my stuff I have is Samsung. My phone, I have a smartwatch, I have Samsung earbuds. Everything I have is Samsung, and if I go was to switch over to Apple or and get an iPhone or something, it would just screw everything up. So I don't know. I feel like we all kind of made that choice years ago when we first got technology and decided you're either going to be a Samsung or Android person or an iPhone Apple person.
The only big difference is Samsung's South Korean and Apple is an American, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the headquarters are, but I'm sure majority of Apple's products are probably made in China or Malaysia or Taiwan or one of those countries.
Well, it's Apple based. Apple's think I don't know exactly where they're based, whether it's California, but Texas. I heard that they're planning on building a big complex in Texas, an office building complex.
That that's probably true, honestly. We a couple years ago up closer to where I live here in Oklahoma, we got a Google place up here. Oh no. Says the meeting will end in 10 minutes, so I guess I better get going, huh?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty. Here we go. Hello, and thank you for coming to my presentation today. When I was hired, I was told I look forward to the overwhelming impact I can make on a business. Well, today, I would like to make an impact in our business. Our current tattoo policy doesn't allow any visible tattoos at work. no exceptions. Well, except for me, I guess. I was hired with a hand tattoo. My hand tattoo signifies two things about me and my family. One, shaving with a straight razor has been passed down for over 7 generations in my family. And two, I have spent 6 years as a professional barber, and that career has brought me through these doors today, and and it will continue to project my career forward. So, as we are discussing the new tattoo policy, keep in mind we must consider the number of young people entering our workforce and how many likely have visible tattoos, the placement and type of tattoos, and the overall significance of a tattoo to the person. Let's start with our young people and how research suggests that tattoos are professional. According to, uh, I may not say this right, but mm, Men Menanda Sexton, along with her colleagues Elizabeth Friedley and Jennifer Carter, they found 41% of millennials have at least one or more tattoos. As a millennial myself, I can say I have 7 tattoos currently and more planned for the future. My wife has 6 tattoos. Majority of my friends and family have more than one tattoo that is visible. My brother, who is a dean at a college, has one tattoo that is visible on his wrist that he wears proudly among his students. Sexton's research found that only 13% of baby boomers have tattoos. Their study shows a 5% increase in people with tattoos between 2012 and 2021. But that percentage is only out of a few hundred people. Out of all the people they used for this study, the leaders that held titles such as managers, directors, and deans, 66% said they had tattoos. Out of the leaders, when asked, hmm, yeah, sorry, I lost my place.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Out of the leaders, when asked if tattoos can be professional, an astounding 91% of them said yes. Certain tattoos can be professional and acceptable in the workplace. They broke down what people answered as appropriate for body modification and professionalism. Here is that. Front facing is employees that interact with the customers. Back facing is your more back of the house that interact or that very rarely interact with customers. And then leadership. The first column is always. So, always, if it is appropriate, this is how it played out. In their study, the first column, always, 53% for front facing is what they gathered, 61% for back facing, and 48% for leadership. Always has tattoos and are professional. In the usually column, you have 36% front facing, 31% for back facing, and 34% for leadership. The sometimes column, even less, with 8% front facing, 6% for back facing, and 13% for leadership. And in the never column, a measly 3%, 2%, and 5% say that it is not appropriate to have tattoos in the workplace. Now, just because the tattoo policy can be changed doesn't mean that there still isn't some hard nose on tattoos and their placements. We post job openings on Indeed, so I took a look on what Indeed suggested about tattoos. This is what I found. Simply no profane language, no graphic imagery, no attacking or provoking tattoos. They say no to having face or neck tattoos. This seems obvious, but some people make poor decisions when they are young and end up like Mike Tyson with a face tattoo. Unfortunately, sometimes that can close doors they never knew would open. Indeed also says no hand tattoos, but we discussed my hand tattoo during the interview and it was fine. So we can leave that to negotiation. Here are obviously my examples of tattoos, what is acceptable and what is not. We have down below someone that has a religious tattoo on their forearm. We would consider that a professional tattoo. The placement, we see some on the hands here, but mainly the wrist and up the arm, something that can be covered by proper business attire. Obviously, we have Post Malone here, face covered in tattoos. We're not going to want something like him. And then your neck, wrist, hand tattoos are more than likely going to be a no-go with certain imagery on them. Ooh, too far. Moving on, Sarah Strong from the University of Houston wrote an article on tattoos in the workplace that has some interesting information I thought it would be good to share with you all. Strong found that salespeople with tattoos met and exceeded their non-tattooed counterparts in sales. Perhaps tattoos helping one be more relatable is true. Strong also shares that most of the creative positions in a company hire tattooed people because they are more creative with marketing and advertising. When people ask about my tattoos, I always have a story or reason behind it. Most who have tattoos have specific reasons for getting them. One with a cross may connect better with their customers of faith. Strong quoted Enrica Ruggs, and I thought it was said so well that I thought to quote it again. And this is what Enrica says. Tattoos can be visible shout outs to a person's culture, orientation, profession, or some other group. Some memorialize a rite of passage, others show that reflect the wearer's faith or reflect in memoriam images that honor the passing of loved ones. Enrica Ruggs is an associate professor of business at the University of Houston. Tattoos mean more than just a bad seed. They're the art we put on ourselves to tell our stories. We can watch the world change, or we can change the world. Let's leave the old, outdated policies behind us and move towards a more colorful future, turning away talented young individuals because they made a personal choice to decorate their own skin is a ridiculous notion to me. Why not embrace what makes them individual and allow new paths to form to grow our business and to help others grow as well? And that is it for me.
That was very, very good, man.
Thank you.
Wow, that was great.
I
A lot
appreciate
to
it.
remember. You know what? A lot to remember, right? You gotta go it over and over it and over it again and again and again. And finally, man, whew, it's hard to, but it's hard to remember all this stuff.